up, guys, and welcome back to Long Range Precision Shooters. I'm Derek Duncan, and for today's video we have a very special guest, currently ranked top 30 in the Precision Rifle Series and fresh off a victory at one of the most challenging matches of the year, the Heatstroke Open. Good friend of mine, Clay Blackketter. Clay's here to talk with us about how he approaches Know Your Limit stages, and so I'm really excited to learn a couple tips and tricks. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, my name is Clay Blackketter, and I'm here to talk to you about Know Your Limit or KYL stages. If you don't know, a KYL rack is typically 5 targets long, ranging from large to small, anywhere from 2 to 3 MOA down to 1 MOA. If you have not shot them, you have to hit to progress, and if you miss, you lose all your points and take a 0 for the stage. Target 1 is going to be pretty generous and is usually fairly easy to get first round impacts on. What most people tend to do is zoom in all the way and make that target look like a car door, but it's kind of counterproductive because what you want to do is see exactly where on that plate that you hit. For example, if you get an edge hit and you try to do the same hole because you don't know where you hit, you're going to miss target 2. So you need to make sure that you actually zoom out further than you would for most targets at this distance. For target 1, I'm going to sit somewhere around 15 power. I'm going to get a wind call at my face and compare that to what I see downrange. If there's anything that I feel like I need to change, I'll do so before I shoot. But again, I'm going to measure the target before I begin shooting. The reason I do that is I know how much distance I have from the center to the edge of the plate. The reason I measure from the center to the edge of the plate is so that I know that if the plate swings one direction or the other, I know exactly how far off I hit. I don't have to necessarily see exactly where I hit, and I can still make a proper adjustment. A trick to get a good wind call on target 1 is typically throughout the day that, again, the first target is going to be fairly generous, and there will be a blank spot either at the very top or the very bottom of the target. If you're confident in your elevation, you can take a shot at this white spot and get a perfect wind call and make an adjustment from there. On target 2, you're going to take the information that you've gained from target 1 and you're going to apply it. If you need to make another wind adjustment, do so, but again, I suggest dialing it. It's much easier on a KYL to dial your wind rather than holding. A left edge hold is not going to work for target 1, for target 2, for target 3 because it's going to be a different value every time. For target 3, I'm going to repeat what I've learned from target 2. Again, we're just trying to make as finite a wind call as we can so that we don't have to worry about changing anything when we get to targets 4 and 5. On target 4, you need to assess what goals you have for the match. Some people's goal going into a match is to make sure they never zero a stage. Some people want to make sure that they're getting every point possible, and it also depends on your position. If you're trying to catch up ground, you need to be looking at shooting at targets 4 and 5, and if you're looking to protect a lead, you should probably still take a shot at target 4, and depending on what happens, another one at target 5. On target 4, you're going to get the final bit of information that you have for the stage. Once you have that, my biggest suggestion is not to hesitate. On target 5, the biggest mistake that I see is people hesitate. They sit there and think, should I shoot, should I not shoot, and the wind changes. So all that work that you just put in trying to make sure that you've got a perfect wind call is out the window. So what I'm going to do different on this target is I'm going to zoom in all the way. The reason why I do that on target 5 is that it does not matter where I hit on that plate. All that matters is that I make contact with it. So I want to make sure that target looks as big as possible. Alright, we're going to be starting on target 3 to simulate a 5 target plate rack. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to measure target 1. Looks to be just a shade under a mil, maybe about 9/10. So I'm going to get back to about 15 power. Got my wind dialed in, it's just a light breeze. I'm going to start with about 2/10. Wind looks pretty good, just slightly above center. I'm going to move to target 2. Looks pretty centered. We're going to move on to target 3. That twisted pretty hard on the left side, so I'm going to adjust for that. I'm going to send it for target 4. That plate swung straight back, so I'm going to quickly zoom in all the way. I'm going to take my last shot. Impact.
Yeah, baby. That's how we do it in the big leagues. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you learned something today. Thank you so much, Clay, for coming out, man. Really appreciate it. He was a sport. I couldn't fit my scope cam on his scope, so he used my rifle to do what you just saw. So pretty impressive considering that. And then we went over and very arrogantly with his scope and gun on the KYL at 1000, which was a 6x6 inch plate. he said watch this and smacked it on the first shot. So good advice from a great shooter. Thanks again, man. Really appreciate it. Guys, please hit that subscribe button. Until then, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks a lot.